Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of Ask Coach Marie. I'm Marie O'Neill, founder of Padma Life Coaching and your host on this series. This is the place where you ask a question and I give you my unique opinion as a life renewal coach, astrologer, and past life regression facilitator. Each week, a new video is released with me answering two questions from the viewers. I also talk about various other topics, such as how the universe works, astrology, various other life renewal topics. Please know that I am not a therapist, and therefore I will never tell you what you must do. So let's go ahead and get going with the questions from this week. Our first question comes from Candace, who is in Anchorage, Alaska. Candace writes, I wanted to start working on myself, finding out who I am and healing from past trauma, but I have no idea where to begin. Can you give me any advice on how to start? Yes, I can certainly do that, Candace, and thank you for the question. A lot of times it is confusing to know where to start when you want to start working on trauma. The bottom line is whatever is up for you right now, whatever emotion it is you're dealing with is where you start. Whatever issue is coming up for you is where you start, meaning you see it. You see that there's an issue and you see that you want to work on it. The first thing that you do is enlist the help of the guides that you have, your spirit guides, your angels, whomever you pray to. You want to do not necessarily meditation, but you want to actually reach out and ask for guidance and help from them. They will guide you through the process of healing the trauma. The other thing is once you start working on trauma and once you figure out the system of releasing trauma that works for you, because remember, um, the trauma that you are dealing with has to be released in a way that will work for you, not a way that will work for your neighbor or friend. It has to be unique for you. So your guides will help you, of course, to figure out what will work for you. But you also have to take action. So that means you're going to do a trial and error. I shouldn't call it trial and error, but you're going to do a bit of testing to see what actually works. There are plenty of groups out here who offer healing techniques, and you want to enlist, working with one group at a time, work with several over a period of time to see which one works for you. When I first started down this journey, I learned a few different modalities of healing, and I used those modalities. And over the years, I formulated a system that worked best for me. And that's what you have to do too. In your community, I'm sure there are places you can go to, um, places you can go that offer healing services. You can go to a psychotherapist. You can start with Reiki. You can start really learning about nature and sign and symbol. I mean, sign and symbol to me is a given. Everybody needs to know that. But the reason you use sign and symbol is because you're looking for directions from the divine. And a lot of times those directions come through nature. And if you know sign and symbol and you ask a question to the divine, you can get an answer through nature. You can also pay attention to your dreams. That will also direct you. It's not when you're healing any type of trauma or you're working on any issue, it's not a one size fits all, as I said. The universe speaks to us in various ways. So, as I said, it can be your dreams. It can be, um, going to a psychotherapist. It can be going to a Reiki master, or another healing modality, or using another healing modality. Basically, you want to just start with where you are and start exploring and seeing what works and what doesn't work. Don't worry about making one method work for you because someone else says it has to work. It may not be right for you. So then you move on to another method. But once you find one or two methods that work for you for healing past trauma, that's what you stick with pretty much, and you just keep using it over and over again. Once you actually get that system down on what will work for you, it's amazing. You'll start having more and more um, trauma come up to be released, because trauma does not want to stay within you. It wants to be released. And once you figure out how to do it, it just bubbles up to the surface from the subconscious mind to invite you to let it go. I hope that helps. Please reach out to me and let me know. Let me know what you find. The other thing, or one other thing that you can do, actually, there's a few other things you can do, is getting an astrology reading uh, to find out, to get more information about what you're dealing with right now. It's interesting because information, I find, if it's good information, can help you to heal too. So I hope that helps. The topic that we're going to discuss today is, are planets alive? And I came up with this topic because um, I know, I just sense that so many people question whether or not planets are active in our lives, or if they are alive, if they have consciousness. And they do. They have an energy that is running through them. And we're here on Earth, and we are in the domain of Mother Gaia and nature, and it is alive. It has its own consciousness, its own awareness, and it is helping us as best as it can. That's the same with the other planets too. They have an energy. We call it in esoteric astrology the rays, because it's light. It's light energy that is radiating through the planets and giving them certain characteristics, which is why we have, say, Mars, the god of war. Well, that's a certain energy. It's not only the god of war, but your will, you're taking action that comes from Mars, because it has a certain energy radiating through it. Or Venus, the planet Venus has certain energy radiating through that particular planet, and it helps us with our desire nature. It's about beauty. It's about cultivating what it is you want for yourself. And so yes, planets are definitely alive. That doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that you can just talk to the planet, and per se. But what you're talking to is the energy that is radiating through that planet that is making it alive. It's sort of like our physical body, as above, so below. So are we alive? We are. Our physical body is um, not necessarily alive. It is being activated by our spirit. by our causal body and our soul, which is, which is going through the body. So anyway, I just thought that would be something fun to, a fun topic to talk about. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Our next question comes from Monica, who is in Los Angeles. And she says, I keep hearing that there is a part of us that is all knowing. What is it? Can it be seen, felt, or heard? How? How do I learn about it? Well, there is a part of us that is, I wouldn't say it's all knowing, but it's all knowing from our perspective here on Earth in the physical body. And that is our higher mind, which is really our consciousness. It is connected to group consciousness and to the consciousness of the all, the everything. Our soul basically has a memory of everything that we've ever done. And therefore, um, it is all knowing in that respect. Our soul is continuing to grow and develop. It's, it has to evolve too, just as every other soul has to evolve. So I don't want to split hairs on it. I'll say that it is all knowing where we are concerned, but it's not all knowing where the universe is concerned. You can get to know it, and what the soul really wants is to be able to direct our lives rather than having the personality direct the life. And it is constantly working to get us to that point so that we can do the soul's bidding rather than the personality's bidding, because the soul is concerned with humanity. And when it wants when it wants you to do something, usually it is related to helping to enhance the collective. It's not concerned so much with our mundane life, whether we're in a relationship, whether we have money, whether we are going on vacation. It's not concerned with those things. It's what can we do to help humanity to evolve, which is what we are here to do. It can be heard, and it is heard by a lot of people, and it's heard, well, in my view, estimation, or at least the way I hear it, is it's an impression on the being. It's comes through the heart. It's a feeling, a knowing that you're supposed to do something, or you're supposed to act in a certain way. It's not always the case with people, though, with everybody, because each of us has a different way that we get information from the soul. Sometimes it's an impression on the mind or a thought. Um, but yes, you can cultivate this by reaching out, or reaching up or out to your higher mind and talking to it and asking it to make itself known to you. That's another way to do it. Remember, we as the soul are connected to a group soul or group consciousness, and our individual soul has a job inside of the bigger um, arena of consciousness. And if we can follow the direction of our soul and what it wishes us to do or accomplish, then we help to uplift mankind or our fellow humanity. So anyway, I hope that that answers your question. Please let me know send me an email. And if you have questions that you would like me to answer for you, please send them to padmacoach at icloud.com. That's padmacoach at icloud.com. You can learn more about me through perusing my website, padmalifecoaching.com, or and thelotusopened.com. You can also read my book, my memoir, and The Lotus Opened, a memoir, if you'd like to learn more about me. I look forward to seeing you here next week. And before I go, please be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is one of the ways that I'm actually able to bring you these wonderful videos. So I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye bye.